Tennis bracelet. That's cute.
All right. Everybody's able to get into Canvas.
Good question. Great question.
I got them. Pretty much, I think I got it. Well,
Maybe. Yes, I know you opted out. Really? Did you pay your party? Off the best breakfast. I hate when you lie. You're lying on your phone or you're doing that bracelet. Oh. Where's it at? Where was it from? Okay. I have no idea. Get on the floor. Way. This is the last one, so we like undo it.
I'm gonna go over the short answer here in a bit. I'm gonna finish up. We started on Friday, I think.
Ew. We can write in our workbook.
Writing your workbooks, not in your,
Binder.
not in those big ones.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so we stopped on electronic alerts. When entering information into the pharmacy system, alerts are generated at attention. These alerts should not be over, and some require pharmacists to get attention.
Your device is long.
So this is most over page 1 in your book. Don't forget the expenses written codes. That's all. 173 in your DAW0, what that means. DAW1, 2, and 3. When we should override, stuff like that. Usually when we override, it's because the patient forgot their med and they're on or whatnot. All right, so right now we're talking about the auxiliary tables, why we put them on there and whatnot. The pharmacy's computer system is programmed duplicate therapies, contraindications, refills, and other related warnings. Pay attention to these warnings. Seek the pharmacist's help in determining if the is valid and the appropriate action that needs to be taken to resolve the issue. This is one of the important steps in ensuring that the medication is fit and not harmful to the patient. Keep in mind the third what do I say? The third leading cause of death in people is Mistakes at the hospital, mistakes with prescription, mistakes injecting medication or whatnot, and how much. Sometimes we don't calculate, and we may inject something more than what the patient needs, and we just got to that we are careful with that. So third eating causes mistakes throughout the medical field there. One of the most important steps in ensuring that the medication dispensed will be safe and harmful to the patient. For example, a patient tells a pharmacy technician that they have an allergy to an antibiotic, which causes them a stomach upset. The technician enters this into the computer as an allergy. When the patient is prescribed another medication in that class, the computer system alerts the technician to the allergy. So, say they gave you some hydrocodone and it made you upset, you would let them know, and they'll document that, and maybe they'll switch you to something with codeine or something, like maybe I don't know, codeine or phenobarbital. The technician brings this to the attention of the therapist, who questions the patient's allergy. The therapist explains to the that the study said it's not a true allergy, but a medication intolerance. And the medication being dispensed is much easier on the stomach. This allows to continue with the prescribed intended treatment without delay. So there's an example medication allergy, a sulfamethoxam. It may be counter. Other electronic alerts provided by the computer system, DURs, provide a comprehensive review of patients' prescriptions and medication data to ensure appropriate medication. Go ahead. Give me the back part. Just give me the back page. Just not there. All right. Yes, sir. It's therapy not appropriate by age, therapy, DDI, and over or underutilization. Alerts so they can take the appropriate action, and the prescriber can be informed of the potential interactions or risks. The electronic alerts that the computer system can generate are DDIs, or medication disease state interactions. Make sure that the patient's profile is up to date, so that these alerts will be accurate. The pharmacist will need to respond to these alerts. It will verify that the patient is still taking the medications, or that the disease states are still current in the computer. Sometimes the patient can be counted on how to avoid the interaction, and other times the prescriber will need to contact to prevent adverse medication. So whenever you're putting the patient's information, make sure that you ask them about any diseases they may have. You can document that. Prescription monitoring programs, PMPs, are state-run programs that collect and distribute data about the prescribing and dispensing of federally controlled substances. The individual state deems appropriate or potentially addictive or abusable prescription medications could qualify for prescription monitoring as well. So computer software will be linked to the PMP, and alerts will automatically be generated when controlled medication prescriptions are transmitted. This is to keep track of controlled medications, making sure they're not getting out into wrong hands or whatnot. With other computer systems, the PNP might need to be checked as a separate step. These alerts are important to notify the pharmacist of potential abuse and diversion of controlled prescription medication. So during the news, we heard about where you should be hearing about a lady called the ketamine queen.
Queen Bandit.
I don't know if y'all have heard the ketamine queen, but she just got busted with the involvement of the death of Chandler from France. Yeah, she was all involved with that. So uh, they overdosed to ketamine. You're not supposed to. This is a surgical man. Same thing that happened to Michael Jackson. They gave him propofol. That's a surgical man, anesthesia. Both of those put you to sleep. You take too much of it, you're not wake back up. So, so make sure you're not taking any of that stuff. Those are dangerous. And again, fentanyl has been on in the news as well. One kill. So make sure you're around that stuff. Pre-adjudication messages alert for something that might be missing on a prescription. They're usually set up by the company and their software. Examples include missing or invalid NDCs, package size, missing date supply. There are fees associated with submitting claims online, which help the claim get adjudicated accurately and paid with fewer transmittals. When you're entering meds, when we get to that point, you'll see that there's a lot of rejections. You'll see that we'll bypass those a lot, um, but for the most part, some important the or there's a contraindication of something. We do need to make sure we notify the pharmacist. Post adjudication messaging happens after the process. The claim will be returned by the third party payer as paid or denied. There are the other messages that come with these communications. If a claim is returned, pay. It can also have a message attached, such as that the patient has a deductible remaining that will be applied to the subscription code. A message can also be sent that the patient can only get the initial fill at the retail pharmacy, and the patient must have refills filled at a mail order pharmacy. Once you enter the prescription information and address, all alerts and warnings, a label is generated for the bottle. The system can also alert the pharmacy technician regarding auxiliary labels necessary for medications. These alerts are important for the proper use and storage of medication. Uh, Examples of again on page 174. Take with food for external use only. Shake well before using. Keep refrigerated. Those are types of auxiliary labels you would put on the prescription. Medication guides or information leaflets are required for some medications and should be included with the patient prescription. These guides provide information about a specific medication or medication class and are used to avoid serious adverse effects. The FDA requires medication guides be provided with some prescribed medication and biologicals. It's the criteria. It's the following criteria. Information is necessary to prevent serious adverse effects. There's a known serious side effect with the product, and medication effectiveness is dependent upon regulations for causes a cough. That would be a side effect that would uh, uh, medication guide. All right, prescription and medication. Taking entry, the summary. The first step is deciding whether a prescription is valid. Is to identify necessary information is included in the prescription. If information is missing, you should obtain the information prior to processing the prescription. Make sure that you greet the patient, get their information, make sure that your insurance allergies, any diseases that they may have. When a refill for prescription is requested, you must identify the prescription can be prescriber must be contacted for a refill authorization to make sure the medications are being continued according to the prescriber's intention. Again, you don't want to stop antibiotics just because you're feeling better. You want to fill them, make sure you finish them because that bacteria or infection or virus infection can come back on you if you did not finish all your antibiotics. To process the prescription safely, always complete or update the patient profile. Um, because the majority of pharmacy claims are covered by insurance, it is important to be to identify the correct insurance information needed to process the claim. Patients should also be informed if the claim is rejected and will take additional time before it can be filled. Because many insurance claims are denied or rejected upon first submission, communication skills are vital to properly inform the pharmacist or prescriber of additional information needed. In addition to choosing the correct medication, understanding abbreviations that prescribers use and accurately translating their directions help ensure that the patient uses the medication properly. All right. So I'm getting back in your book here. And just make sure you know your role as a pharmacy technician. Understand that. Um, Make sure you understand which different types of prescriptions that are through in the pharmacy. You have medication, you have or just regular medications, over-the-counter medications, um, and your control two medications. Make sure that you're getting the patient's full, the home address, the telephone number, the birthday, and the address, patient's current physical condition, prescription drug card information or the insurance information, uh, whether the patient wants to receive generic medication of any OTC or behind medications the patient is taking, a list of any herbal supplements the patient takes, know your abbreviations. You want to know how to decipher the SIG or the directions. Know the abbreviations. Know your metric household conversions. Know that 5 meals is 1 teaspoonful. We're about to get into this in chapter 6 in your math here pretty soon. 15 mil tablespoon. One fluid is 30 mils. 1 cup is 240 mils. So know the difference in all that, your metric. Let's see. Know the different on prescription, there's different sections on your prescription. You have a superscription, inscription, and a subscription. Page 171 in your book. Superscription, which is a symbol, is a Latin verb recipe, meaning take this drug. It is used as the heading on a prescription and usually precedes the inscription. Presently, the R represents prescription and the pharmacy. Inscription. The inscription contains the medication name, dosage form, strength, and quantity. Today, most medications are already the pharmacy. However, the pharmacy may receive a prescription for a non-sterile or sterile for which names and quantity ingredient are listed. In this situation, the medication or ingredient is listed by its non-proprietary or generic name. The quantity should be listed using some. However, some older prescribers may use the apothecary system. So Subscription consists of directions to the pharmacist or pharmacy technician on how to compound a prescription. Many of the medication dispensed today do require compound, therefore do not contain. What is the signature, signa, or sig? The signa, or sig is a Latin expression meaning to write label. The signa is instruction to the patient on how to take the prescribed medication. These directions are written using English or Latin abbreviation or a combination of the two. They are transcribed by either the pharmacist or the pharmacy tech. The Cigna tells the patient when and how long. All right. Moving on to your homework here. All right. So with your homework, again, go all the well. You'll do your terms and definitions, matching, page 91. Matching true or false as well, page 92. Multiple choice, page 93. Um, Fill in the blank, and there's matching there. Little review here, knowing your abbreviations. What all the way up to the short answer. I'm about to add to the short answer. Short answer question is: list the 5 rights patient to medication safety. You will find that on page. Where you go? Page 185, the customer's the 5 rights of medication and medication used by nurses also apply to pharmacy practice. You're getting into nursing, you're learning a little bit today. Right of patient. So that's A, right of the patient. The patient's identity must be verified against the prescription order, sure that the correct patient is the medication. So we have to get the date of birth, maybe extra, maybe phone number or a address to make sure we got the person. The right medicine. It must be verified that the medication written on the prescription order is the medication being for the patient. So letter B would be right medicine or right medication. We want to pull the right. We are pulling the same that the order is asking for. Right time. Pharmacists must ensure that the medication is to be taken by the patient at the correct time. It was ordered by the physician. So, like with osteoporosis meds, you want to make taking it in the morning. You want so make sure it's the right time. Right dose. Right dose is letter D, right? Yeah, right. The medication dose being prepared must be confirmed against the written medication order before it is dispensed. So we confirm it pretty much like 3 times. I would triple check everything that counting, well, not so much counting, but making sure you pull the right med, making sure it's the right NDC. You will match the NDC with whatever the label has or it's printed. So right dose. And finally, the right route of administration. Which letter E, the pharmacist must provide the correct in the ordered medication to the patient by reading the order and the medications appropriate. Let me go ahead and finish reading this. In 2011, J. Powers and Associates conducted a national pharmacy study of all patients who filled a prescription at a pharmacy over a 2-month period. The study ranked the customer satisfaction of more than 12,300 customers using a 1,000-point scale for the ranking. Customers about their experience and perceptions as a pharmacy patient, including their satisfaction with the store environment. Prescription drop off and pickup process costs and interactions with pharmacists and other staff. Rick Miller, J.D. Powers, Senior Director of the Healthcare Practice, said customers are expecting more from their brick and mortar, see, not just in terms of wait time, but in terms of with the pharmacists and pharmacy staff. Pharmacy technician, you will encounter any unique. Some of these individuals may not fully understand the prescription filling process, the legal requirements of filling. Is listed 8.2. Presents some complaints that you might hear from your customer. So some complaints you might hear are called in. My prescription filled 2 days ago. Why isn't maybe it's insurance purposes. You never know. My doctor said they would call the prescription in right away. Even though they called it in right away, doesn't mean that it's ready right then and there. Unless it's something that we don't have to mix or we can just pull from the shelves and just slap a label on it. My doctor told me I would be on this medication the rest of my life. What do you mean that there are no refills left on the prescription? Maybe the doctor wants to see them hey, keep on giving them refills. The prescription was for 90 days, and you gave me only a 30-day supply. What do you mean by prescription card? Well, only a 30-day supply. So, well, your insurance, they kept it changed. Maybe they worked 90-day supply. Maybe the insurance changed and they can only fill for 30-day supply. The wait time to fill a prescription is too long. Of course, I mean, they're not the only person getting their prescription filled. What do you mean my prescription coverage will not pay for medication? I'm going on a trip and need to have my prescription refilled before I leave. So then that's when you would put your override in regards to maybe you have to call the company. What do you mean that if I want the brand drug, you'll have to pay more for it? Why did my doctor prescribe the medication if it is on back order? Some doctors, a lot of times the doctors won't when meds on back order. Why didn't someone call me to tell me that my doctor wants to see me? I don't think that are, obligated for us to tell somebody else that their doctor see them. Usually it's up to the patient. All right. Short answer on number, let's see. Two options for filing filled prescription. What are two options?
Separate files.
What's that?
3 separate files.
3 separate files.
2 separate.
That's correct. So that's page 176. Option 1, 3 separate files. A file for Schedule 2 controlled substance. A file for the other controlled substances through 5. A file for non-controlled drugs disappear. And then again, the second question or for letter B, option 2, 2 separate files. A file for all other drugs And this is including Schedule 3 through 5 as well. So
Files, two separate files, or do we have to write down the file?
all you got to write is the separate files and 2 separate files. All right. What are 4 different ways a new prescription can be received in a community pharmacy?
Patient brought it. Physician called it in. It was faxed by the physician or patient, or it was prescribed by the physician.
Yep. So you can, we can get a written prescription. Well, is that you? We can get a verbal order followed by a fax prescription and an e-prescription. I'm trying to
Lunch.
So number 3, you should have a written prescription for letter A, called in by the physician. A fax prescription would be letter C. E-prescription for number 3. Number 4, list the required information every prescription is required to contain. And this is just a written script for the e-script. What?
Prescription, in subscription.
Good job. Prescriber information. Patient information. Superscription, inscription, and subscription, and signal. That's what I just got through to y'all right now. And that's on page 171. What's that? Just the pages I told you. The pages to do are on your all right. 5 to 6 advantages of e-prescribing. Six advantages of
One word. Is 167? Is it that whole like? Is it? Like the enabling.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Yeah. 167. E-prescribing has many advantages. Enabling, let's see. Enabling prescribers to receive on-screen prompts. Expediting refills. Facilitating data exchange between the physician and the pharmacist. Ultimately, their patients.
167.
Linking information from a patient's medical file to a patient's prescription file. This is all encrypted information that's being transferred due to HIPAA. Notifying the prescriber if a drug product is covered by the patient's insurance plan when the order is created rather than when it is presented at the pharmacy. and reducing or eliminating errors associated with the illegible handwriting. Patient safety. Page 167. Says this tasks, a pharmacy technician can provide help pharmacists focus on clinical activities and making an MTM more sustainable. MTM is medication therapy monitoring, making sure that they do counsel the patients if there's something serious like uh, or whatnot on that. And you probably can get that on page 166. With proper training, technicians can assist pharmacists in the tasks that do not require the professional pharmacist. Technicians can help in areas such as scheduling and patient reminders through phone calls. Medication histories and health histories can also be documented by the technicians. Can chart construction, filing, and documentation of release form and health histories. Additional steps can be taken to further increase efficiency in the process. PM again means medication therapy monitoring, uh, map, and cross training of all pharmacy staff. Yeah, one gives you the role of a pharmacy tech. And the importance of having durable and non-durable supplies, equipment in the community. Five examples of durable and non-durable supplies that the community pharmacy would stock. We kind of touched on this one because we were having to deal with Medicare, and Medicare pays for most of the durable medical equipment. If I can find it. And durable medical equipment is most of your diabetic equipment, or say you've been lost a limb. Um, they may have a boot or whatnot. We are on number 7.
Yeah. Should you find it?
What's-
What page did you?
I'm looking for it right now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm still writing.
Yeah. Uh, 187. Durable and non-durable supplies and equipment. The number of elderly patients has increased, resulting in a growing need for these products and services. Patients prefer to be treated and to, what is that, convalesce in their home. Services at home are less expensive than staying in a hospital or assisted living ability. The patient is able to manage his or her independence. Technology has evolved such that the traditional now can be performed at the patient's home. Managed care supports the discharge patients from hospitals to the home. Anti stockings, durable medical equipment such as wheelchairs, hospital beds, and commodes. First aid supplies, home diagnostic products, your glucometers or diabetic supplies, medical instruments, so stethoscope, blood pressure kits, nutritional therapy like your Ensure, orthopedic supplies like braces, ostomy, continence products, oxygen therapy, you like your oxygen, prescription medication, not for self-administration, like respiratory drugs, prosthetic devices, care, and bed sore products. So that's all on page 87, 188.
Number 4.
Number 4. Patient information, a superscription, an inscription, subscription, and no. All right. Now, do any of the research activity. Let's look at the critical thinking, though. First question, critical thinking. When you check the label, this is on page, what page is that? 6. Yeah. Your worksheets. When you check the label against a script, for what are you checking? We print the label, we see the script, or maybe we see the label on the computer and we're focusing. What are we checking? Checking for apparent errors or discrepancies. What's that? Yeah, we the name of the drug strength and dose. We want to make sure on the dosage form it's correct. So say we have a cap, but we put make sure that the dosage form is correct that coincides with the patient's route of administration. So if they need to inhale the product, make sure inhale hours. They need to if they put in their eye or ears, instill 3 drops in left eye every day. So make sure that the route of administration is correct. The amount, the directions for use, SIG, also for the correct patient name, correct date written, the refills authorized, quantity dispensed, day supply. Why would an elderly patient want a non-logistic container on their medication?
Because it could be hard to know.
Make it easier to open. They may have lack of dexterity and strength. Some older patients have disabilities and cannot open child safety caps. So they'll just get a flip top cap. So after we finish script and we check, make sure everything's correct, we would initial it. Why technicians initial any prescriptions that they fill?
Errors that can be traced back.
To assist the pharmacist, if an error is made, the technician can be identified, notified, and can learn from the mistake. States require it by law, and it is protocol in most pharmacies. So, really, there's an error on the script. We know who did it. Number 4, many computer systems have a labeling system. What information is printed on the?
Right.
It's printed on the prescription label.
Information? Patient information?
Yes, there's some patient information.
And the drug information. College student.
We have a prescription label, and it will produce a duplicate copy to be placed on the original hard copy. So we have a hard copy script copy so that we can put the label on the hard copy. It has billing information. It has auxiliary labels, so that, we can warn the patient certain side effects or where to keep it. And it also has a medication guide.
What was the thing you said?
Medication guide. Number 5, when labeling prescriptions bottles, a technician should remember professionalism. That important.
Over the phone.
Because what?
Type something out. Unprofessionally to at home, but.
There could be some mistypes, but
Just because they have to act professional.
like say we had like a folder, they might misread it or something on that label. So, to provide a quality job, no torn or crooked labels. Label print on. What's that?
For labels?
No torn or crooked labels. Label ripped, print a new one. Technician or pharmacist wants the job to be done with care and professional conveys to the patient that care was in filling the prescription. Let's look at examples here. After filling about 25 prescriptions on a very morning in the pharmacy, you realize that you might have made a mistake on the last one. It is time to go to lunch, so you just believing that the pharmacist will catch it. Unfortunately, the pharmacist checks the prescription, trusting that you did your job correctly, and the prescription goes home with the patient. What should you have done to prevent this medication?
Told the pharmacist or.
Should have told the pharmacist for the most part. So when it always check and consult with pharma. to help ensure the safety of the patient. So you always want to at least double or triple check your work. From your prescription, original script, the label, and to the right drug, making sure that the NDC is matching bottle. The NDC number on the label is matching the bottle. Pharmacist to re-verify the prescription because you think you made a mistake. Whose fault is it that the prescription was should be well be both, but fortunately at fault. However, it is the fault of everyone in the pharmacy who helped process the prescription. Some states say you're working in a hospital and say that you overdosed a baby and end up dying. You could go get sued for that. You can serve time for that as well. The last letter C, what can you do to remedy the situation before the patient is harmed by your mistake? What can you do to remedy the situation? What's that? Huh? I during the busy will take the time to perform the proper checks for each prescription to help prevent the situation. However, you can remedy the situation by double checking prescription or triple check before heading out to lunch. Let the pharmacist know of a possible mistake and verify. Also, yes, you can patient and well the patient I say, well, I already took it. Uh-oh. Might want to go to the doctor.
Whoopsie.
All lab, which labs to do, it's 8.1 through I believe 8.5. Starting with 8.1, identify what's missing from the following patient profiles. We'll do number one together as far as the lab. Look at that patient profile. What are you missing?
Zip code.
Birthday. What else?
Zip code.
Zip code.
Email. Phone number.
Is there a phone? There's a home phone number there.
Email.
Uh, well, I don't really need an email. Medical conditions. Let me go ahead and let you know. Medical conditions and TC, herbal, and other drugs. So you got birth date, medical conditions, OTC, herbal, and other. I mean, with an email, they might have an app or something. You might need that email, but address and a phone number for sure.
City. Anywhere. Is that right?
What's that?
City says England. Is that supposed to be like that or?
What is it?
It says anywhere.
Oh, anywhere. I mean, of course. Well, if there's anywhere was, I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, just make sure it's a unknown city. But that's fine because it's not being particular right now. Okay, so let's look at number two to make you got it. Understand what's missing. Allergies. And we probably want the insurance ID number and group number. Sure. Yeah. So y'all know what to do on 8.1. Go to 8.2. All right, identify what is from the following prescription. Again, what is missing on the script on 8.2, number 1? Patient address, what else? Date of birth. Number 1 would be patient address and patient date of birth. I think you can find that information on page 1 on as far as what to look for, what's missing. What is missing? What?
Prescriber.
The prescriber's, the physician's signature. The physician's signature, patient's date of birth is missing. That's what you gotta do on 8.2. 8.3. We need to verify DEA numbers. Does everybody know and remember how to verify DEA numbers? We
You add.
you
You add 1, 3, and 8. And then you add 2 and 9 by 2. Add and take that. No, you said.
and the last number, if it matches. Did you say multiply or divide by 2? Yeah, multiply by 2. Let's see if we have any. Where it would help you out here. Anybody know the page number on the book?
You add which? Oh, you add them together? Or you subtract them? I don't know. You add. I thought you add. Wait, you add it? And then what do you do?
And you also got to make sure that the letters are correct as well.
Either way.
Where would that be?
Ah.
Where's it at?
You multiply the second one by 2. I was like, did you ask?
So let's look at the first one. AS 12398. What are the letters that are approved? A, B,
M.
A, B, F, X. And what's the second?
First, the last name. Yeah.
First initial, last name?
Yeah.
We want to add the first, third, fifth digit, which is one, three, eight. So one plus three, eight gives us 12. And then we want to add the second, four and six digits. 9, 7. 16, 18 more. And we got that times 2. 12. Is that valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Invalid, because it does not. This number has to match that 7. Very last number.
Wait.
Everybody get it? That's good practice for y'all on that one.
There's not.
I love you.
Isn't there supposed to be 7 numbers?
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, it's missing that last number there. So no, it only contains 6 numbers instead of 7 numbers for number 1. Number 1 only has six digits. It's supposed to have 7 digits. A number.
Boy, I don't know.
Is number 2 valid or invalid? It is valid. What's the last number? What should the last number be in number 2? Should be a 9?
The last letter. Last letter is not.
It should be a 9. It's
Yeah.
Actually, last number should be a 3, not a 9.
Huh?
I understand.
we got, no, like when we did the math, got 33, but the number right here is 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The number should be 3, not 9. You understand?
That's the last letter should be.
Yeah.
Y'all are saying the same thing backwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you're saying dash. That word amount.
All right. Let's look at 8.4, number 1. I think I've done, how much will be dispensed? 30. How many days will the medication last?
30.
Read the directions.
Days.
Huh?
10 days.
Days. Why? Because how many times we taking it? 3 times a day. Letter C, how many refills are from? What is a DW?
0.
0 because it's not specified. What the directions as they would appear on medication label? Make sure you put a verb before that 1 tablet. 1 tablet, my mouth, 3 times yogurt. Make sure you begin with a verb. What type of auxiliary you put on it?
Let's take with food.
Yes, take with food. And it is an antibiotic. So take all medicine until completed. Take with food. Be letter E. So that's kind of a repeat from last semester. Finally, with 8.5, we identify the error that appears on the prescription label. So we have this is between the written prescription or e-script and the label that's printed. Comparing those two. So we want to identify the error on the prescription label and how it should be corrected. So, is there any error on this prescription label?
They spell out the directions, does that make sense?
There's not what?
Date and they spell out the directions.
Isn't it
See,
every day? Times a day?
yes, you're correct on that. The physician's name is different on the prescription label. So we have a Dr. Hernandez saying a Dr. Sheen. Should be a Dr. Sheen. Because RX1 means that this is the original script. And we're printing this label here. So this match all the information on here. So the doctor's the physician's name is different. And again, the label says to take medication 4 times a day instead of 3 times a day, as it says on the prescription.
There are 2 different medications. Yeah, medication.
Well, that one says. Well, it says 1, huh? 1 capsule daily. 1 capsule times a day. Yeah, this should say take capsule daily.
What's the name of the medication?
What's that?
The name of the medication?
Duloxetine. So this is where y'all have to kind of I would ask Google. What's the generic to Cymbalta? Because the duloxetine is the generic name to Cymbalta.
So do you just put what should on like these lines, because it says indicate how it should be corrected, do you just want
Because we're identifying the
like?
And let's see. I think that's it. Good on that one. Let's see. Let's look at the RX2 on 8.5 real quick. What's missing from the original RX? Yes.
where is it? Doctor Anderson? Did it say Andrew?
What's that?
Full name.
Are we looking at number the second one?
Dr. Andrew.
That's fine. That's fine.
Is it the date?
Date, yes. The date the prescription was filled is not on the prescription label. The date 30. Good job. And that's all other than putting.
So we don't do customer service.
Well, once I get done with all that stuff, you can get to the and start adding a physician prescriber. It's in your Canvas, the YouTube video, because you don't remember what to do, how to do it, or it'll help you out if you need help. So make sure you go and start these the labs on adding a prescriber. Worksheets at least 2 weeks or so.
So what do we do tomorrow and Friday, since we're not gonna
Tomorrow
be
will be another math.
here? Or
Friday, they'll either finish up their, do their homework or
Is it chapter 8 right now or chapter 6?
just chapter 8.
Okay.
And it's all in Spanish.
This letter right here.
What's that?
This letter.
Y'all have a good day. This one's gotta be either A, B, or A.
This one.
So we're looking at.
No, I'll probably go in after it.
It's supposed to be 3 now, but your actual, like, it'll be 33 now. And since those, they don't matter out of ballot.
You know how like people like don't have anything to eat? I just eat.
Okay, I finished like the lab, but I'm gonna turn it in, I mean, not the lab, that's book work part, but I'm gonna turn it in all together, but when it's like after 8, all the do.
I'm gonna give these another week.
Okay.
This will be pretty good.
I have the.
Check the health. Oh, you get, oh goodness.
Never mind.
Okay, yeah, it worked. I'm gonna.
They're demolished. Oh. Probably never.
I don't know if it's going.
When they distribute. So, hold up. Not like my entire thing, I was waiting for that.
Take a look, I can work on it.
I'm just talking about how I've really done most of it, like, put it off.
Nah.
Section, something that all the way from.
Okay, so all we need to do is finish 8 and then do the 3 month end.
It'll be, when the lab, when you're inputting the driver, you have to,
Do it in there.
yeah.
Okay. Do lab, do it in the other.
Oh. I like chemicals. I can't believe we got destroyed. Yeah, but if you're bad. That's a waste of like $3. That is $3 worth. Are you ready, Mr. Lynn? And all the